Hello, everyone. Good evening. Good evening. I know it's Friday afternoon, evening, I should say. It's not Friday afternoon, obviously. Uh, Hold on, let me turn this off. Okay. Thank y'all for joining me. Let me check the chat right quick to welcome everybody in. Hello, Love Peace. Also, Rizzo, my brother in here. Adrena Monet, thank you for coming in. My wife, North Free Living, is in here. We'll probably get some other people to come in, but hey, if not, it'll be just us. This one right here is, how to celebrate wins after narcissist abuse. And we have to remember that God is in control. So it's not going to be I don't think it's going to be too long. We'll see. We'll see. We'll see what happens. All right, let's get into this right after this. Welcome back. Welcome back. Okay, look here. Look, I had time to sit here and actually think about this, write out some things, and because I think time and time again we get caught up in. Don't mind me. I'm getting my notebook together just in case I need to write down, in case somebody has some questions or whatever. But I think time and time again we get caught up in like all the losses, like everything that the narcissist has done to us, or to family members, or whatever the case is. But I want to look at the wins, because we hear about like the negativity so much. And me and Shannon had to talk about this. I think sometimes that negativity can actually, it can weigh you down, especially if you hear it day in and day out. Shannon especially, and people like that, or me, or you life coaches, or just in general, you have friends talking about negativity, compound that on top of everything that you've been through. It's like you get to a point where you probably can't take it. So I want to let's go ahead, let's talk about some of the wins, because everything isn't a loss. That's what we have to remember. And you stick to the end, you stay to the end. I have 7 tips that I wrote out that I think will help us also as we discuss the wins that we have, because we have wins. We have a lot of wins. I think sometimes we forget about some of those wins. I think sometimes we take things for granted. So we're going to get into that, because hey, everything isn't a loss. So let's jump into this. I don't want to take too much of your time. Again, this is how to celebrate wins after narcissist abuse. God is in control. Excuse me. First, what is a win? Now, they got different kind of wins. We have wins in sports, when the team wins, whether they hit the winning shot in basketball, or they score the winning field goal in football, or they shoot the hockey, the puck in hockey. It's a bunch of different ways how it can be a win. But we're talking about wins in life. We're not talking about sports. We're talking about wins after narcissist abuse. So how do we celebrate a win, or how do we determine what is a win? Okay, one, simple, you're alive. You're here. You're here watching this video, or if you're watching it live, or you're going to watch the replay, you're here. You're able to watch this video. I consider that a win. I consider that one of the hugest wins, the biggest wins, I should say. I said huge. I'm making up words and stuff. One of the biggest wins that we should celebrate. Every day when we wake up, we should immediately tune in and go to God in prayer. Whether it's reading our Bible verses, or reading, like me and Shan, we got plans that we read on our little Bible app. I'll open up an actual Bible. It's my Bible. You open up your actual Bible and read your actual Bible. But either way it goes, we can't sit there and always talk about the narcissist. And trust me, for y'all that heard my story, I've been through, I guess you can say, hell and back with my ex, and a lot of y'all have been through similar situations, or worse situations, or whatever. It's different situations that we've been through, is what I'm saying. So my thing is, don't get caught up on everything the narcissist. Take some of that energy, just take some of that energy that you're focusing on the narcissist, and start focusing on yourself, so you can start that healing process and that healing journey. Because the more and more we sit here and talk about the narcissist, we just, at the end of the day, we beating a dead horse. And I don't know about you, you can't kill a horse twice. It's already dead. So what are we doing? The narcissist already did what they did. There's nothing we can really do about that situation to change it, but we can change things in the future and move forward. So let's keep moving. So what are some of the wins after narcissist abuse? Let's break this down a little bit. to me, one of the biggest things that I can actually say is, especially after the situation I went through. Now I'm talking about my situation. Everybody's situation is going to be different, actually. So my situation is me being married to Shannon. That's a huge win. And the reason why it's a win is not just because of who Shannon is and what she does for me, whether it's cooking or whatever. We going out on date nights. No, it's having a woman actually finding love after that situation. Because a lot of y'all know, after going through narcissist abuse, it's hard to sit there and say, you know what, I'm going to go out there, I'm going to find love. Let's be honest. I'm not going to sugarcoat this one. We're going to be raw and uncut on this one. So you can't sit there and say, immediately after you get out of a narcissistic relationship, I mean immediately, and you 2 days out, you just broke up with them, you moved your stuff out, or they moved out of your house, however that situation went, you turn around and say, you know what, I'm going to find love. I'm pretty sure most of us can raise our hands, I'm one of them, and say, I know what I said. I said I wasn't getting married again. That's what I said. Me and Shannon had this discussion, actually. I had a conversation with God or with myself, however you want to break that down. And I basically said that, you know what, I can't do this again. There's 2 marriages, 2 failed marriages. So I had to look at myself and like, how do I move past this? And then boom, I'm saying I don't want to get married, and here comes Shannon out of nowhere. We start off as friends on LinkedIn, and then one thing led to another, and we're married. That is a huge win. If you working, if you have a job and you bring in that money, you got income coming in. To me, again, that is another huge win. Just say you're going to work every day. Think about COVID and what happened last year. And if some of y'all got out of a narcissist abuse relationship last year and you still was able to work through that, I consider that that's still a win. No matter how you might hate your boss or your supervisor, you might hate your job. I get it. Trust me, I've been there where you hate the supervisor and everything. You just can't stand the ground they walk on. I get it. But consider that also a win, because after this narcissist abuse, they did everything they could to try to destroy you. They want to leave you with no friends. They want to leave you with no family. Some of them want to leave you with no car, no house. They want to leave you with no children. They just, you know what I'm saying? So some of these wins, we can sit there and go back and forth with wins, but trust me, it's a lot of wins that we have, and we can sit down. I'm just telling you a couple, with Shannon, and then the job situation. And I'll go another step further. Me starting this business, faith-based workplace, and being able to start this YouTube channel and talk to people, to me, that is another huge win. Because after narcissist abuse, to sit there and say, I'm going to talk about my story to a whole bunch of strangers that I don't know. Now, obviously, some of y'all are not strangers now. I've met some of y'all, talked to y'all on the phone. So yes, we family now, but I'm talking about starting this, talking about narcissist abuse and my situation that I've been through. To me, that's a huge win, because that's part of the healing process, because you have to remember that the narcissists tried to destroy you. Some of them tried to kill y'all. Let's be honest with you. They tried to kill y'all. So in a situation like that, going into narcissist abuse, coming out of that situation, and you still alive, your heart's still beating, you still have a job, you still in your right mind, you still spiritually sound, you still know that that's not God's fault. We're not blaming God for some of these things. You have to look at that again as a win. You have to look at that again as a win. And I seen just now, welcome Kim and Tiger. Thank y'all for coming in. Thank you, Dana, for coming in. I want to hit on what she just said. She just said, I didn't catch the whole thing, but they mentioned the smear campaign. Think about this. You going through the smear campaign, and it sucks. It sucks. They drag your name through the mud with people that you know and don't know. Okay, but you still have to consider it a win because you're in the smear campaign. I'm not going to be the devil's advocate. I want to use that, but I just want to, let's look at this a different way. What if you wasn't here for that smear campaign? What if the narcissists had took everything they could out of you and they killed you, or they made you commit suicide? So thankfully, we still here again. We still in our right mind, and the narcissist didn't win. So another win is, yeah, you're going through the smear campaign. It sucks, but just know it's a brighter side. It's going to end at some point. They can't continue doing this to a child of God over and over and over and think they're going to get away with it. Remember, there's no whooping like a godly whooping. I say that all the time, and I mean it, and Shannon can tell you that. It really isn't. So the smear campaign and everything the narcissist then threw at you, just be thankful that, you know what, I'm still going through the smear campaign. Just smile and be like, you can't hurt me. You know, you're doing the smear campaign, you're doing these different things, but hey, at the end of the day, your tactics haven't worked yet. So I'm going to say that's the definition of insanity. So you keep doing these things over and over, trying to reach out to friends and family members, trying to destroy my character, trying to destroy my reputation, and you're a complete failure. Now, you might have a couple people, and we like to consider them friends. You see, I did my air quotes. You have a couple people that you might lose along the way. But I got a question. Was that your friends, or will you consider them people family members if they went to the narcissist side? I don't. I'd rather you show me what side you on, because basically we like at war. So you show me what side you're on. You on the enemy side or you're on God's side? You're on the enemy side, that's cool. I know how to handle you. I know where you're at. If you're on my side here, we can talk about some things, and we can work through some things and build a better friendship or a better relationship, a better family situation or whatever. Just thought I'd throw that out there. So again, we celebrating wins because not everything is a loss. So let's keep moving, and I'll jump back into the chat after I get some of this out of the way. Again, real quick, we can't go through life saying we lost at everything, because we haven't. We have a lot of wins that we can celebrate. If you was to sit there, and I want some of y'all to do that, get you a little, take a white sheet of paper or a notebook. If you sit there and write down, you know, you do pros and cons, but I want you to do wins and losses. Sit down and think about all the wins you have and write them down. And sit there and think about all the losses, whether it's a loss of a friend, you know, they're not talking to you anymore because of the narcissist, or if it's a loss of a job, but you was able to find another job. Just break it down. Wins and losses. How many wins do you have? Now, I'm not going to sit here and say that your wins are going to outweigh your losses. I'm praying that they do. But if they don't, just look at your wins and just be thankful for the wins that you have. We can't sit there and just beat ourselves up about situations that we're not in control of. Once the narcissists get involved, y'all know we're not in control of a lot of the situations that happens after that. So let's move. Let's get into the first Bible verse. I picked out these different Bible verses. I want to make sure that we're on the same page. So this is Psalms 9, verse 9. The Lord is a refuge for the oppressed, a stronghold in times of trouble. So remember, when you're dealing with trouble, you're dealing with these situations, you think it's no way out, it's no end in sight. How am I going to win? How am I going to get back to peace? How am I going to get back to where I used to be? You're never going to get back to what you used to be. But think about what you can be. So think about the wins and losses. Think about everything that God has brought you through. Think about all the family that left you, and think about all the new family that has came in. I consider that a win. I consider me and Phil hooking up, talking about brotherly love. I consider that a win. When I don't talk to some of my own family members, some of my cousins I used to rock with last year, I'm not rocking with them. So I consider that a win, being able to talk to Phil. Meeting Danny and Adrena and Tonya and all them in Houston, I consider that a win, because you what's going on, the family members I don't talk to, I'm able to talk to new people. So I think of that as a win. How many wins do you have? You really sit there and think about how many times has God helped you out when you couldn't pay your bills and the narcissist took all your money out your account, but somehow you still was able to pay your rent. You still was able to pay your mortgage. You still was able to provide grocery for your family. And you sitting there saying the narcissist has took everything. I don't think so. I don't think the narcissist took everything. I think they tried. I think they gave it a good shot. I think they gave you all you can handle. But in the end, all I can say is, but God, because we're still here. We're still talking, whether we're in chat, talking in person, we still talking. It's still a win. So you got another day to sit there and say, you know what? I'm going to have a win tomorrow. So you have to remember these things. We have to keep up with some of these things to realize that everything that happens, some things happen for a reason. They do. They happen for a reason. They happen for a reason. I hate to say it, but they happen for a reason. Whether is God trying to show us something, we being hard-headed, whatever the case is, but a lot of these things happen for a reason, and it's to show us something. It's to show us how strong we are. It's the strongest how much people show us how much people love us. It's to show us a variety of different things. Don't get caught up in what the narcissist is doing. Figure out what you can do. Figure out what God is doing in your life and stop worrying about what the narcissists have done to you. Now, I'm not going to sit here and say, forget about what that's not what I'm saying. I don't want y'all to get it twisted and saying, well, Solomon said, forget. No, I'm not saying forget what the narcissist has done to you, because some of y'all, we in smear campaigns. Some of us are in, these Hoovers and things like that. So I'm not saying forget about it. I'm saying don't give it as much energy. Don't give it more energy than it needs to be. That's what I'm saying. So pay attention to what is going on. Okay, let me keep moving. So how many times has God showed up, and I'm pretty sure some of y'all have heard this, show it up and show it out in your life? Like I just mentioned, some of the times when I didn't know how I was going to pay a bill, I didn't know how I was going to do this, God was still there. This after, and remember, I'm talking about after the narcissist has tried to destroy my life, destroy, everything that I have, or tried to destroy or take everything from me. So I can tell you that the situation, and I mentioned this before in a video, the situation that happened with Honduras and with my ex, with her getting married to somebody while we was already married. I know some of y'all know this story. One day I'm going to tell it again and break it down a little bit further. But that situation, for most people, that would actually destroy them. I'm not saying I'm stronger than anybody else. It's not what I'm telling you, but I'm telling you, in most situations, whether there's a man or female, when your spouse that you love dearly goes out and gets married to someone else while y'all still legally married, y'all still living in the same house, you cannot sit there and tell me that wouldn't destroy most people. Most people would give up. Most people would commit suicide. But God had other plans for me. It wasn't for me to sit there and, oh, I'm going to kill myself. I'm going to cut my wrist, shoot myself, or go in one of the supermarkets, kill a bunch of people, and then kill myself. That's not me. That's not part of my DNA. That's not how I'm made up. So I'm still sitting here and telling you that was a win for me to go to Honduras, not see him, not get in a fight with this guy, come home. That was a win, because it would have been a loss if Satan would have won if I'd have went to Honduras, found him, got in a fight, killed him, and then, like I said, been in a Honduras prison. You can look at wins and losses. We all got it differently. That's just how I look at my wins and losses. So I consider that a win, again, because I went to Honduras, nothing happened, and I came back. So you have to look at that and realize that it's a lot of wins in your life. Everything is not a loss. So God then show it up and show it out numerous times. Even after going through that divorce, God was able to put me in a position where I had a job, where I was making more money than when I was married to this woman. I was able to buy a house on my own with my own credit. And I'll tell you this again, my credit was messed up when I was with the woman. But then when I got rid of the woman and got, actually filed for the divorce, my credit, it shot up. It shot up to almost 800. So again, you got to consider what's a win and what's a loss. So if I'm considering this a win, credit, some of us can say, credit is a win, having good credit or whatever. But I'm considering, going, I'm able to buy a house. I'm able to do different things. I consider that all wins. I'm still here. I'm still talking to y'all. I'm still able to be in my right mind. I'm still smiling, cracking jokes. Yeah, I don't forget about what happened to me. I'll never forget that. But I have to consider what God did in that situation and brought me out of that situation. Let me jump into the chat right quick. I see it's rolling a little bit. Hey, hello, Lou. Welcome. Kim, welcome. Thank y'all for coming through. See if anybody else popped in. Okay, so I'm going to keep going. Just wanted to jump in the chat and see something right quick. So remember, every day that we are on this side of the ground, it's a victory. Think about it. If you're on this side of the earth, the ground, you're not 6 feet deep is what I'm saying. I consider that, again, a win. The narcissist tried to choke some of y'all out. They tried to beat y'all. They might have pulled a gun out on you. They might have tried to run you over. They might have hit some of y'all with a car. They might have, I can go down numerous things of what they might have done and what they tried to do. But we have to remember that, again, we're still here. Now it's up to us to figure out, why are we here? We all know that, we don't know, I'm going to this news flash. We're here for a purpose. We are. We're here for a purpose. God has a particular purpose for each one of us. So we have to realize that our purpose has to be fulfilled. Everything the narcissists try to do was like basically, it's to throw you off course. It's to throw you off on what you're supposed to be doing or what God assigned for you to do. So if you don't realize that this person in your life has did some things to you just to get you off track, and it's probably right when you had that idea saying, you know what, I'm going to start a business, and here comes this old narcissist walk into your life, and boom, you don't start that business. Because I'll tell you again, that's what happened with me. I wanted to start a trucking company when I was married to the crazy ex, but guess what? It never came to. And now I know why, because if I'd have started the trucking company, this woman name probably been on this stuff, so there's something else we would have had to fight over again. So again, even though I know y'all like, well, you never started it. No, I didn't. But I don't consider it a loss. I consider it a win because I never started it with her. I don't have to worry about fighting over a business with somebody that really didn't love me anyway. So again, faith-based workplace is a win. Even though it's small in structure, it's a win because of the people that I'm reaching, because of the people that are in the chat, the people that watch this live, and the people that come back and watch the replay. I consider that all wins. So me not starting a business, at first, yeah, I used to look at it as a loss. Not anymore, though. I look at it as a win because, again, and same thing with the house. Some of y'all might have heard this in some of my on one of my previous videos. I talked about we built the house together, talking about the crazy ex. We actually built the house. When I say we built it, like I was in there, you know, when the guy came, dug the pipe to go from the telephone pole all the way to the house. I went to Lowe's and bought the pipe, helped the guy drop it in the dirt, like put the glue on there, put each pipe down there to run the electricity. So I was there for all that. But again, I know some of y'all be like, well, that's a loss. You don't have a house. No, it's a win because, again, I would have to be fighting over a house that I didn't really want anyway. So again, it's another win. So every time I look at wins and losses, I consider that still a win because I wasn't on that house mortgage. It's a win. You know, a lot of things that I wasn't a part of, I couldn't figure it out because, again, like I just said, my credit wasn't good. So we went up to the furniture, to the place where you do all your building materials. They was like, well, Mr. Savoy, we're not gonna be able to put you on the loan because your credit is not good enough. And I was like sitting there like, wow, man, I really want to be on it. You know, you down, I'm a man, so I'm like, man, I want to be part of that. But then now looking back on it, God knew what he was doing. I wasn't supposed to be a part of that. So again, that's a win for me not being on that house. So I want you to really sit there and think about all your wins and losses because trust me, it's a lot of situations. You go back and really think about the situation when you was in there with the narcissist, y'all fighting and y'all in love. And I ain't talking about physically fighting, I'm talking about like really fighting, like you go make this relationship work. And then you go back and be like, well, it didn't work. And you go, first thing you want to do is blame God, but like, God, why? God, like, I was trying to show you red flags before this even happened, just like he tried to show me. I'm talking to myself too. He tried to show me these red flags also and say, hey, son, look here. You hard here. You're not listening. You're not. I'm showing you what she's doing now. And you sitting there saying, I want to be in love with this woman. I want to get married to this woman. Again, I keep saying this because it goes back to accountability. God didn't tell me to go get married to that woman. I about the situation until I was already in a relationship. I'm gonna say that one more time. I didn't pray about our relationship. I never really prayed that God send me a wife at that point in time. Not at that point in time. I prayed after I got with the woman, God, I hope she's the right one. Hey, isn't that stupid? I'm not calling myself stupid, but isn't that stupid? And I'm pretty sure some of us has done the same thing. We sit there and get into a situation, then we go to God and ask God, but hey man, can you fix this? Or, is this the one for me? Why not we start being instead of being reactive, because that's what I was doing, I was being reactive. How about we be proactive and pray about a situation before we even get into it? Because what happened is, I just seen in the comments, it's God's protection. So if we pray for it before we get into it, now you can sit there and say, this is God plan for me. Don't wait until you're already in it with the narcissist and you're already in love and they showing you a good time and they love bombing you and all the other, and then you go to God prayer. Don't wait. Don't make the mistake that I did. Don't continue making that mistake. So we have to realize that. Let's keep moving. And I'll jump in the chat right after this next one. Never let the narcissist see you sweat. Why did I bring that up? Because time and time again, the narcissists want to see us lose. Remember, this is about wins and losses. The narcissists want to see us lose. So we let them see us sweat, and we let them see the things that we have going on or the things that that's bothering us, or they know how they can push our buttons, you know, things like that. We have to realize that's all part of the narcissist game. They want to see you lose. So don't let them see you sweat by, I know some of us, they'll post our new cars, our new homes, and that's a way to, let the narcissist not see you sweat. So doing those things, I think it helps your situation out. Now, I'm not wanting to post. I don't post cars and houses, like that's not my thing. But if that's your thing and you're looking at a situation like they try to take everything from me, just look at that situation. But like, when God bless you with that house, I don't see nothing wrong with going on there and posting a picture of your new house. Maybe just the front door. You don't have to give your address and all that. But, you post a picture of the front door. I just bought this new house. Or you buy a new car. You post a picture, man, I just bought a new car. Even if you don't post a picture, you just text it out. Man, fam, just want to tell you, after everything the narcissist has done to me, I'm still here. And guess what? I was able to buy a new car. I was able to buy a new house. I was able to get financed for something that I didn't think I was going to be able to, because when I was with the narcissist, I couldn't get financed. But after I left the narcissist, God provided the finances. And I'll go back to that house situation. Guess what? I didn't put no money down on the house. It was almost a $300,000 house. I didn't put no money down on the house. I mean, I'm a veteran, for y'all that don't know, but I'm just saying I didn't put no money down. So God worked that whole situation out. He didn't give me the house then because I wasn't supposed to have that house with that woman. I wasn't supposed to be with her in the first place. But he came back a year later. Remember, it's in God time. You might have prayed for the house, 2-3 months after getting out of there. But about a year later, because in Louisiana, you got to wait 6 months, even though we don't have kids together. So you got to wait 6 months. So I had to wait first, and then you go file all these different motions, and then, you can get a divorce. But so about a year later, like I said, I was able to go and walk into a house, mind you. I never bought a house before. It was my first time buying a house at that time. Walk into a house with no money down, and then have money. Shannon will tell you, have money to sit there and furnish a 4-bedroom house, living room, utility room, everything. It was actually too big for me, but I would just remember, I said, when God show up, he shows out. So I was just showing out myself that, I can do this. I was proving to myself that I can do this. And it wasn't like the bills or anything was killing me. So I was able to buy this house on a half acre of land and furnish it. I did it room by room. And, just to sit there and say that I went through that situation after being in Honduras and going through this divorce and figuring out, like, man, what's wrong with me? Like, why am I here? God just like, I got you. At the end of the day, that's the way I got you. Don't worry about this situation. I'm going to handle this situation. So what I'm here to tell you, again, I'm not boasting. I'm not boasting. I'm not bragging. I'm just telling you that every situation that you go through, it can take a turn. It can take a turn. I think somebody just said that. Yeah, Shannon just said that God turns it all around in your favor. Just remain obedient. Think about that. So think about how many times we haven't been obedient, and we sat there and wonder, like, what's going on? That's because we're not being obedient. We're not being obedient. So when I went through that course, I was talking to God all the time. Then how it is when we get in trouble or we think something wrong, then we start going to God and dropping on our knees all the time. I raised my hand. I'm guilty of it. I wasn't talking to him as much as I should. But when that situation came up, I was on my knees. I was talking to him at work. We have a little break. I'm talking to God. I'm like, hey, you know what I'm saying? So I'm always in there talking to him. But like I said, he came around. He showed up and showed out. So, and then, to be able to, sorry about that, to be able to get that house and furnish it and do all that on my own, I'm like, that ain't me. That ain't me. I don't care what job I was working at. That ain't me. That's God. Even when Shannon came to the house, she'll tell you in the chat, she thought that somebody decorated that house. I never decorated a house before. I haven't. I never decorated a house before in my life. But again, but God, I just go, I see different ideas, and I go to the store, and I'm not a decorator. I'm not a, what they call an interior decorator. I'm not an interior decorator, but I was able to do each room and sit there and be like, you know what? God did this. So it went to the master bedroom, the bathroom, the other bathroom. Again, I don't know what I'm doing, but God knows what he's doing. So I'm sitting there like, man, I didn't decorate the whole house by myself. Even my cousin would come there. She's like, where you bought this from? And I tell her where I got it from. Now, you got that from Hobby Lobby? I ain't giving shout out to Hobby Lobby, but she's like, you got that from Hobby Lobby? Be like, yeah, but I never even seen that before. Like, I just thought, it looked good in this little area. So I bought that. I bought the, the rug from here or this from here. So again, I'm telling y'all that these situations can turn out all good. We have to go through it. It's like the video I made. You have to go through the hurt to get your healing. It's the same thing with this. It's the same thing. So to get your wins and figure out where your wins and losses at, you got to think about it. You're able to go out after narcissistic abuse, you get out of this relationship. If you're able to go out and get your brand new apartment, it might be a downsize for you. It might be. And like Shannon said the other day, sometimes we have to downsize. But if you go get this new apartment, one, you're able to furnish that apartment by yourself with no help from the narcissist. You're able to pay all the bills in that apartment. I count that as a win because you're not on the street. You're not living out your car. So again, even you got to go live with family like I did. I had to live with family for a little while, a little longer than I wanted to, but I had to live with family. So some people would consider a lot, well, you living with family, but God. So yeah, I lived with family for that time, but when God came through and said, okay, it's time to rock and go buy this stuff, boom, it hit, and it hit like a, people coming to the house like, man, how you was able to do all this stuff? I mean, God, it's not me. It's not me. So we have to realize that. So let me keep moving. Well, let me jump in the chat right quick. Welcome, Coach Letitia here. I'm praying for you, sister. You and your daughter. Who else is saying? Uniquely Made, thank you for coming through. Cat BX, thank you for coming through. We're just having a conversation. I'm sharing stories about wins and losses. That's all we're talking about. And I just want, hey, Lou12340, I just want us all to be on the same page when we consider what's a win. What I consider a win might not be the same thing you consider a win. I just want us to realize that certain wins we might want to consider because in God's eyes, a win. If you're still alive, that is a win. It's a huge win. So, hello, Anna Robles. Thank you for coming in. Welcome. So let's keep this moving. Let's get into the next Bible verse. This one is Philippians 4:6. Do not be anxious about anything. Listen to that good. But in everything, by prayer and petition, that thanksgiving, present your request to God. So again, I think after narcissistic abuse, again, we get so anxious. We want things to happen quickly. We want things to take place. God, I want you to bless me with $1 million. Or God, I want you to bless me with a house. It has to happen in God's time, not our time. So your win is going to come. But again, like Shannon said earlier, obedience, patience is key. Because again, I'm gonna keep saying this, there's no whipping like a godly whipping. And Shannon would tell you firsthand when she was dealing with a situation. I said, man, you just got to be patient. There's no whipping like a godly whipping. I think a lot of times we think the narcissists get away with things, and they do. I'm not going to sit there and say they don't, because they do. But if you're not no longer in their life, you don't see some of the losses they go through. I'm gonna say that one more time. If you're no longer in their life, like you block them on social media, you strictly go no contact, and you're not really paying attention to anything they're doing, so they're not in your ear telling you things that they going through. You don't know what actual losses they going through. So we need to get out of that. Well, nothing ain't happened to. I mean, what you want to happen to? You want them to die? I mean, what do you want to happen? You wanted to be on social media that, hey man, they didn't did something crazy. They still might be going through losses. We don't know how God is going to do different things in different people's lives. So we have to realize that different things happen differently for each person. So we all have similar stories, but they all different. So if you, like Kim just said, I'm gonna take that. If you strictly no contact, you shouldn't be worried about what the narcissist is doing anyway, whether there's wins or losses. You think I care what my ex is doing? I don't contact her. I don't talk to the kids. When I divorced, that's why I made that one video. When you divorce the narcissist, you should divorce their family too. The reason why I said that is you shouldn't stay in contact with the brothers and sisters. You're like, well, that's the bro. We made friends, but that's giving the narcissist access to you. Still, I know that's off topic, but I just wanted to throw that out there. So don't stay in a situation thinking that I'm friends with the brother and sisters or the friends of the family. Guess what? The narcissist is still finding out things about you. You got them blocked on all this social media, Facebook, Instagram, all that stuff, but you're still talking to the brother and sister. What are we doing? You might as well open up all the social media, because you're doing the same thing, because you're telling that brother and sister, girl, let me tell you. That's for y'all women. Girl, let me tell you, man, I lost my job today. And, I thought I was moving. So now what you think? Who you think she going to tell? Or girl, I just bought me a brand new house. Let's talk about a win. Girl, I just bought a brand new house, and man, I'm getting it furnished. I'm going by my firm from here, here, and there. Who you think they going to tell? That's the narcissist sister. So just y'all might want to consider that when y'all thinking about that, when y'all blocking them all the social media and you still talking to that brother or sister of the narcissist. I don't think that make any sense. Y'all might, I don't know. I'm just saying. Like him just said, another good one. I divorce everyone, period. I'm intentional about my healing. Amen to that. Because to get to these wins, if we stand in touch with the narcissist, I think we're still taking a loss. And we prolonging our healing, and we doing things that God don't want us to do anyway. So how we gonna get to the wins and we still attached to the demon? Y'all tell me. Y'all tell me, because I don't know. I don't know. I'm just saying. I'm just having a conversation, you know. Love Peace say cut them all off. Exactly. I agree. Cut them all off. I mean, you can't block them on social media, go no contact, and then talk to the brother or sister, or it's a lot of women still talk to the mother-in-law or whatever. Think about it, I'm not froze. I'm just looking that way because it makes no sense to me, because that makes no sense to block them on social media, then turn around and talk to the mother-in-law every day. You texting her, you still going to the mother-in-law house to go sit down. Oh, she cooked my favorite smothered pork chop. You better get the recipe and learn how to cook your doggone self. Just saying, I mean, just a thought. I mean, don't stay in contact with these people. We're trying to get to wins because, I mean, come on now. I don't know what you're talking about, Adrena. I see you down there, Adrena. Solomon face. Hey, me and Shannon make a lot of faces. I'm not in control of my face. It does things on its own. Not my fault. So again, we have to realize that we go no contact the right way. The right way is social media, phone block, and I'm not talking to you going to your house to get your the best spaghetti. I can make my own spaghetti. I can make my own pork chops. I can get a recipe off of YouTube. I can talk to people that know how to cook, but I don't need to talk to you about this, so you can still have that attachment. What Shannon always talk about? Soul ties. So you having this, that you giving them legal access to you still, because you're still talking to them. Come on, y'all. I mean, I don't think none of y'all hear me in here, but I'm not preaching, but I'm just telling y'all that we can't continue to say we no contact, but we go to the mother-in-law house because she loves me. What kind of sense does that make? That's like a murderer killing somebody and you still go to their house. I'm not gonna even finish that. Y'all can figure that out on your own. That makes no sense. Just saying. Hey, how you doing, Phoenix Rising Queen Speaks? Thank you. You know what? Let's jump into this. I didn't have no question. I'll jump into it because I'm gonna forget if I don't. What do you do when the narc turns everyone against you? You go to God in prayer. I know you don't want to hear that, but the simplest answer I can tell you is I can't control other people. I can't control other people's emotions. I can't control what other people think about me. I cannot control family and friends that do not like me. But what I can control is things that I do. I can control things that make me happy. I can control people that I talk to. I can't control all the people. Guess what? If all the people went against me, it's the reason why we probably wasn't friends in the first place. So if you no longer love me, I guess that love that you said we first met 2-3 years ago, I guess it never was real anyway. So what are we doing? So my answer to that's my honest answer. You go to God in prayer and you find some new friends. You find your new tribe. Like Shannon been saying lately, you find your new A squad. You find the people that's going to love you and support you. Don't worry about, okay, if they turn 20 people against you, how many people in the world? I don't know, 7 billion something. So I lost 20. I can gain thousands and thousands more, but obviously I would keep my circle small. So I still will go to, like Narcs Be Gone just said, I always say that's their loss. Exactly. That's their loss. So they're not being friends with you because of a narcissist. Oh, well, I consider that a win. That's another win because I no longer have to deal with these people that really don't love me. The people that show up to my house, want to eat all my food, never bring nothing to the house. I'm just going off the top. I'm just saying the same people that come to your house, eat up your food, never bring food, they want to drink up all your alcohol. So you lost them people, and we tripping on that? I'm not tripping on that. I ain't got to worry about those people coming to my house doing those things again. So that doesn't bother me at all. That's people that I no longer have to associate with. So that's just saying. Come on now. That's just, think about it. Think about if you don't have to deal with these people anymore. Just saying. Just saying. Let's keep moving. Let's keep moving. So again, know the battle is already won. I can't remember what Bible verse that is. I can't remember off the top, but the battles are in God's. It's already won. So if we're talking about wins and losses, I know in the end, as long as I'm on the right side, which is God's side, I know the battle's already won. What are we talking about? So again, back to the people that no longer talk to me. That's a win. It's a win. It's not a loss. It's a win. I no longer have to put time and energy into a person that doesn't love me or don't like me. Probably never did. So that's a win for me. I don't know about y'all, but I don't have no room for fake friends and fake family. What do I have to do with fake friends and fake family? I mean, if you're fake, you're going to be fake tomorrow, 2 years from now, 20 years. You're not going to change. You're always going to be that fake person. So I don't need fake people around me. I need real people around me. I need people that believe in God. I need people that worship God. I don't need people that worship demonic spirits. So the battle is already won. So again, if the narcissist takes 20 people, I'm not froze. And the narcissist take 20 people from my life, I'm happy about that. That's a win. That's 20 people that I can replace with 20 or 40 new people, or whoever God sees fit that needs to be in my life. So I'm no longer now. Don't get me wrong. I forgot who just said. I just popped that up. Who said that? Phoenix Rising Queen speaks. Don't get me wrong. I used to be that person that was worried about what people think. I used to be that person that's worried about, oh, they're taking people out of my life. The narcissist is destroying. Now I'm that person that I could care less. I hate to be. I'm not evil. I'm just telling you, I could care less. If you're not talking to me, it's the reason we're not talking. It's a reason we don't go out to eat. It's a reason we never exchange phone numbers. It's a reason behind everything. Everything that we do has to be for a purpose. The more you sit there and look at your wins, you'll consider that some of them, remember earlier I said, write down your wins and losses. But when you start looking at some of them losses, you might end up switching some of them losses to the win column, because you're going to realize that this person was no longer, they was never good for me anyway. So why did I ever, because, you know, some of us go write down some names and saying that's a loss because I no longer talk to them. But in actuality, it's a win because that person never loved you. They never cared for you in the first place. So therefore, it's a win. So I'll be taking these 20 things I put on this loss column, actually moving to the win column. So now my win column is this long. My loss column is like this. I'm still alive. That's the biggest win. I'm married. I'm thriving. I'm doing things that I want to do. It's a win. So no matter which way you look at it, it's still a win. It's a win. If you're still here and able to talk to God, it's a win. Hey, how you doing, Cluster B Karen? Hey, how you doing? Thank you for coming in. So we have to realize what a win is. If the battle is already won, we have no room to sit there and fuss over things. Just saying. Oh, look, let me see. I just seen it. Talker just put, thank you, Talker. 1 John 4:4. But you belong to God, my dear children. You have already won a victory over those people, because the spirit who lives in you is greater than the spirit who lives in the world. What they always tell us. Thank you for that, Talk. Don't be part of the world. You're in the world. Don't be. Come on now. I'm not preaching. We're not preaching here, but we're just breaking some things down. So a lot of things that we consider losses, we have to realize that it's probably a win. If you look at it, just look at it differently. Look at some of these things differently. What is a smear campaign? Whatever. Look at some of these things differently. Yes, it sucks. Yes, it hurts. But think about the situation, and then I want you to rethink, because sometimes we go on emotions and we like, oh, you're emotional, and that's why I went to. I can laugh about it now, but that's why I went to Honduras and wanted to go there, and I had evil intentions on my mind. But if I'd have sat there and thought about this a little bit longer. Remember that word, patience. If I'd have been obedient and been patient, I wouldn't have never went to Honduras. So therefore, again, know that the battle is already won. So I'm fighting something that I don't need to fight, because God has already told me that victory is mine. So while I'm going to Honduras to fight a battle that I don't need to fight, because he's going to get me out of the situation anyway. Think about that. Hello, True Essence. Thank you for coming in. So Again, we fighting battles that we don't need to fight. Let's keep moving. I don't want to get stuck on this. Let's keep moving. Let's get to the next Bible verse. Matter of fact, Psalm 30:5. Weeping may remain for a night, but rejoicing comes in the morning. I don't think I need to break that down any further. I mean, think about it. So we weeping. Like I told y'all, when I landed in Houston, Texas from Honduras, only thing I do, grown man, only thing I do is sit down and bawl my eyes out crying about the situation. But guess what? I cried, but then I had to realize, Solomon, get up. You got to get up. You can't sit in the airport and just continue crying. For one, you got a flight to catch from Houston to Lafayette. That's one thing. Two, I got to deal with the situation at hand, and I have to realize that this is not the end. I'm not going to commit suicide. I'm not going to kill people. I'm going to go to God in prayer and figure out how do I get out of this situation. Again, I take accountability for a situation that I put myself in. So once I realized that, you know what, I'm crying in the airport, I got to go from crying to celebrating. When you go from crying to celebrating, when you go from weeping to praying, a lot of your situations go change. It's going to change sometime instantly. Sometimes it'll take a little bit longer, but we have to realize that God is in control of this. So once I picked myself up out of that seat, got on that plane with the Lafayette and started really thinking about things, things just started to happen. Like I said, I was able to get a job, making more money. I didn't know that's what God was doing. God, and let me throw this out there. God put me at a job that was about 2 hours away from my house. So I had to go stay with family to work there. Now, I didn't see it then. I'm thinking, well, you know, God done took me out of the house and got me over here. God was preparing me like, hold on, I got this. Y'all not listening to me. The battle is already won. I didn't know it. Nobody else knew it, but God took me out of this situation, got me a job again, 2 hours away from the house I was staying in, only to turn around, put me in a position where I can pay for the attorney. You know, attorney's expensive. I can buy a house, buy whatever I needed. But when I was going through it, I didn't see it. Weeping may remain for a night, but joy coming in the morning. So I can sit here and celebrate. That's what I'm about to tell you. Let me jump in the chat right quick. Let me see. Let me see what we talking about in here. Narcs be gone. I'm so glad the Most High was with you. Hey, Shannon, hope you're blessed. I'm happy too, because if God wouldn't have been with me through that situation, I don't know how that situation would have turned out. I have an idea, but hey, I don't have to think about that because the battle already won. I didn't have to go to Honduras and do the things that I wanted to do in my mind, because it would have got me in the wrong place. Uniquely may say, when I was going through it with a narc, ain't nobody want to talk to me. So guess what? They don't need to talk to me now. And then guess what? That's the same people that want to come around and talk to you now. I don't know if I said it in a video before, but I know I didn't thought of it. Like Rick Ross used to say, I used to listen to him. I don't listen to it any longer, but I thunk it. So I used to think about those situations like, all these people are not talking to me now when I'm going through the situation, but it's the same people that want to come. You know what I'm saying? They want to come act like they're supportive now. You weren't supportive when I was in the situation, so why would you be supportive now? Now that you see me doing good for myself, you see me married, you see me got a business, you see this, that, and the other. I don't have to continue on the tangent. I just want y'all to know that just because those people wasn't supportive then, don't be crazy. Don't be crazy and let those people come into your life now. Because guess what? They coming around when they start texting you and calling you out the blue. You ain't heard from them in a few years. And they know when you was going through that physical abuse, that mental abuse, that financial abuse, all those abuses, they didn't talk to you. They never said a word. All they said was, hey, how you doing? But if you'd have said what you really wanted to say, just saying. So think about the people that you didn't talk to in years, and now they coming around. You got a new car. You got a new house. You have a business. They see you doing stuff on social media. You doing posting. You talk about narcissist abuse, and they seeing things. But guess what? Now they realizing not only were you in narcissist abuse, they going through narcissist abuse too. I'm just saying, because the same people, what you got to realize is the same people that's laughing at you now go cry later, because you trying to show them something. You trying to help them out of a situation and let them know I went through narcissist abuse. I went through childhood trauma. I went through all these different things. You laughed at me then. You didn't want to help me then. I didn't need your help anyway. God was helping me the whole time. So that's what you have to realize. I didn't need y'all. Y'all needed me. Or y'all gonna need me. Or however you want to look at it. So realize that just because the narcissist tried to do things to you and he tried to break you down and do things to you, whether you was raped or molested or whatever the case was, or whatever the case is, you still here. Tell your story. Start telling your story, because then those same people, again, that knew about the rape, knew about the molestation, they knew about the beatings, they knew about all these different things, never opened their mouth, not one time, never said nothing. But they got the audacity to come in your life now because you're doing good for yourself. And they be like, oh, you know what they say? Man, bro, I knew you was going to make it. Man, get out of my face, because you never talked to me not one time when I was going through my situation. But now you see me doing good. You see the faith-based workplace and, on all social media and you thinking, because the same people like me and Shannon talk about this too. When you start a business or you start a YouTube channel, the people don't want to support you. And I'm talking about family. They don't want to support you at all. But I consider that a win, because now I know when I do make it big, when I do have hundreds of thousands of people follow me or whatever the case is, whatever God decides to do, those same people, I don't have to talk to them then, because like they just said, you wasn't talking to me back then, so don't talk to me now. So I just want to let y'all know that just because you're in a situation and you think there's no way out, it's only for a night. It's only for a time. It's only for a season. So you got to be ready. Get ready to count your wins. It's not all about losses. It's going to be a point in time where you're going to be able to sit back and be like, man, God brought me through this. I can't, Shannon will tell you, I can't sit there and thank no person on this earth and say they helped me start faith-based workplace. I can't sit here and thank nobody for none of the things I've done recently. I can thank God though. Now, do I have the support of Shannon and the kids? Yes, I do. But I still can't sit there and say it's because of Shannon no, I can't say that. I can say God did this though. You can say God has done some things to you, or for you, not to you. He done some things for you, and the narcissist did things to you. I'm gonna say that one more time. God does things for you. The narcissist does things to you, which is totally different. If you look at that and break that down, the narcissist tried to kill you. God tried to heal you. I don't have none of this written down. Just say I know I have nothing. I have nothing on this sheet. I just be looking down. I don't know why I don't have nothing written down. I'm just telling y'all, God is speaking to me right now that just because you think you're in a terrible situation, it's only for a season. It's only for a short period of time. We might think, well, it was 7 years. Okay, it was 7 years, but how many years of joy are you going to have after that? We can't keep looking in the past. I did a post, I commented on a post on LinkedIn, I think it was yesterday, and they was talking about, looking at the rear, always worried about the past. Well, you can't keep looking at the past trying to get to where you're going, because I don't know about you, you're driving a car looking in your rear view, you're going to crash your car. Look forward, pay attention. The wins are going to come. I can't tell you when they go come. They go come though. I promise you that. As long as you keep your eye on the prize. The eye on the prize is God. It's not man. It's not the demonic spirit. It's not the narcissist that's trying to do things to you and trying to kill, steal, and destroy. It's not that person. And I'm talking about family and friends. I don't care, nothing about that anymore. I done learned my lesson about that. Family won't support you when you just starting things. Like I'm getting back to that. When you're just starting a faith-based workplace, you won't get that support. But when faith-based workplace blows up and becomes something big, family wants to come around and say, I knew you were going to be something. I knew that you and Shannon were going to do bigger things. I knew you didn't know a doggone thing, because you never told me that. You never supported me. Be honest with you, tried to hinder me more than anything. Thank you for coming in, Cindy C. Thank you for coming in. Let me see. Let me get back in the chat before I go to the next part, because I'm about to drive this one home. Kim says silence is violence. Never heard it said that way like that. I mean, yeah. Uniquely made. Haters only recognize you when God got you woke and prosperous. Exactly. That's what I'm saying. So they don't notice, the little things, what Narc free living is doing and what faith-based workplace. They don't notice us now. Oh, but God gonna make sure that you see me later. I'm gonna say that again. You ain't got to notice Narc free living or faith-based workplace right now, but you're gonna see me later down the line. You're gonna see that God was putting us in a position to be able to talk about narcissist abuse, not just on YouTube. It's probably gonna be, who knows what we're gonna go be talking and teaching and writing books or wherever the case is. It's all in God's timing though. So don't be focused on the narcissist. Focus on God and focus on how you can get to your next phase in life. Don't worry about what the narcissist is doing. Don't care about what the narcissist is doing. Worry about what God has done in your life. Worry about what God is going to do for you. Drina says, such an amazing and timeless encouragement. Thank you. If you're talking to me, I don't know. I don't know what I'm doing right now. I'm just talking. I had some things written down, but I'm not even going over all them things, to be honest with you. But we still gonna finish on time, and we go a little longer. I don't know how many of y'all are Baptists, but Baptist church said they go in. They start at 11, so they go in at 12, and you don't get out to 1:30. I'm just saying. I'm not saying I'm gonna keep y'all here this long, but I'm just saying that's what they do. Just saying. Narcs be gone say that thing only come to show me the Most High love for me. Amen. Love Peace said, God sees all. God sees their heart and our heart. Yes. Let me see. Cluster B said, at faith-based workplace, I have been educating the church leaders who told me to stay about Narc and Cluster B abuse to share details on my Christian Facebook. Two have apologized and thanked me for again. See, those people that I don't even want to get into that, but we're gonna get into it. Let's go ahead and get into it. Remember, I said we're gonna be raw and uncut tonight. So those same people at the church or in the family or your friends or whatever you want to call support groups or whatever, they don't, they tell you to stay in a situation that they know you can end up dead. I'm gonna say that one more time. They tell you to stay in a situation that they know you can end up dead. Now, is it because they don't care? I don't know. Is it because they don't love you? I don't know. Is it because they could care less about you? I don't know. But what I do know is I don't have to associate with these people. But I'm glad you are able to talk to the people at the church and get an understanding. And hey, two of them apologize. I count that as a win. Remember, we talking about wins. That's a win. It's a huge win. Two of them apologize. If nobody else apologized to you, Karen, just realize that two of them apologize. That's a win. That's the way I look at it. I look at it as a win. Hello, Marcelo. Thank you for coming in. Thank you. I think he's down in Brazil, if I'm not mistaken. Thank you. Thank you for coming in. But again, you have to realize that that's a win. I don't know about you, but I got way more. I don't even have to write down the losses. I can sit there and write down wins, and I know that I got way more wins than losses. Even the situation I've been through in my ex-marriage, for y'all that didn't heard that, even that situation, which I thought was a huge loss, but the blessing in disguise was Shannon Savoy, Narc free living. That was the blessing. Now, would I change anything that I've been through in my previous marriages? If I could, I would, but not really, because what happened is it prepared me for this message that I'm talking right now. All that I've been through, everything I've been through in my life, when I got hit by a car, when I was a teenager and got thrown to the concrete, was knocked out, when I was in my mama's womb and they got in a car wreck and flipped over in the ditch, I'm still here. So why am I here? What is my purpose? Maybe my purpose is to talk to y'all about narcissist abuse and let you know that no matter what you go through in the past. Oh, and I forgot this one. When I was in Kansas, I got overcome by gas because I was in a basement. And when my dad started the car, the smoke took over my lungs, and I had to get rushed to the hospital as a 4-year-old. I don't remember that. But what I'm saying is I had to get rushed to the hospital, on a flight, a helicopter, to get rushed to the hospital because they thought I was going to die. But again, I'm still here. So why am I here? I just named y'all 3 things that didn't happen in my past, and there's a lot more. And you know about the situation with the ex. So you look at all these situations, it makes you wonder and make you think that, well, is that losses when I got overcome by gas and almost died, or when I got hit by the car and got thrown to the concrete and was knocked unconscious? Is that a win or is that a loss? I consider it a win. I consider it a win because I'm still here. I didn't die. Remember, I'm on this side of the dirt. So it's still a win. So all those instances, I'm pretty sure I can go back to childhood and look at things where, things happen. You got, stabbed with glass, or somebody stabbed you, or something happened to you. You got hit by a car, you was in a car wreck. You got hit by a bus, whatever the case is, you still here. Now, if all that couldn't destroy you, and the narcissists try to do what they try to do to you, and they couldn't destroy you, I'm laughing because think about it. If the narcissists try to do everything they try to do to you, and all those things happened to you in the past, you still here on this earth, you here for a reason. Somebody got to hear your story. Somebody has to know that you here for a purpose. You have to know that you're here for a purpose. So realize that, again, I got the verse still up there. I ain't never went to nothing else. My bad. But you got to remember, weeping may remain for a night. And when they say night, they don't mean just that one night, obviously. You want to look at it, it's going to be a season. It's going to be for a while. Things going to happen to you. God never said life was going to be easy. The devil's going to try to do things to you. We know about the narcissists. We know about we know these things happen. But we still here. We still here. We still able to talk. We still able to worship. We still able to read our Bibles. We still able to look in this book and read verses and look at what Jesus did and look at what Paul did and look at what Job did and look at what all these people did. And we able to, I'm not trying to preach. I'm just telling y'all that a lot of things happen in all our lives, but you can't consider that all losses. You can't. Let me jump into the chat again. I'm gonna try to rush through this last little part. Hopefully I got a little time. Marcelo said, my being alive was a miracle. I never forget to be thankful. I'm aware they wanted me destroyed. I went through it unaware. Now I know. That buddy just dropped the mic right there, because what he's saying is the same thing I'm telling y'all right now. You can't get caught up in losses and things that a narcissist has done to you, because like he said, he's aware. You should be aware. I'm definitely aware. I know I can speak for my wife Shannon and know she's aware. They tried to destroy us, but we still here. Just saying, we still here. Rizzo said, being alive, having hope for a brighter future, puts it all in the win column. Amen. God has his hands on us constantly, 24/7. I don't even hold Shannon 24/7. I hold as much as I can. I love my wife. I'm trying to hold it whenever I can. But what I'm saying is God got his hand on us 24/7 all the time. And we think because a narcissist was able to do a few different things to us that it's a loss. No, it's a win, because you're still able to tell your story. So at some point, we all got to get out here with it. And I ain't saying you got to start a YouTube channel. That's not what I'm saying. But at some point, you're going to have to tell your story to somebody. It might be your children. It might be a friend you see going through the same situation. It might just be one person you got to talk to. But if you can save that one person from the things that you went through, I don't have to finish that. I'm pretty sure y'all know where I'm going. If you can save one person, I think our life is purposeful. And why do I say that? Well, just one. Because you were sent here for a purpose. I don't know what your purpose is. I don't know what my purpose all the way is. I know that I do need to talk about narcissistic abuse and things that I've been through, childhood trauma. I do know that. But if you don't share your story, like the little thing I seen on TikTok, how will they know? How will we know? How will I know that you've been in narcissistic abuse? If you just come in the chat and you never say anything, I don't even know you're here. I can look at the numbers and see that however many people is in the chat, but if I only see 10 people talking, I figure only 10 people listening. And we all know that more than 10 people listening, because you get the messages and you get the Facebook posts and they tell you, hey, when can I book a session with you as a life coach? When can I book with you? But I've never seen you comment on I'm just thinking as I'm talking, because I look at, like I said, I look at the chat. I'm not saying you have to chat, because we all in different walks of our life after dealing with narcissistic abuse. Some of us not ready to tell our story, but at some point you're going to have to get ready. You're going to have to be able to tell your story to someone. Someone needs to hear that this man tried to rape you. Someone needs to hear that this man beat you. Somebody needs to hear that this man took everything from you. And I'm saying, man, and I don't want people to get twisted, be like, oh, you just talking about men, because everybody know I talk about women too. It's equally. They got women narcissists. We know that. So when I'm talking about men, I'm saying man and woman. So we got women out there that did things to men, and men won't talk about it because whether it's a safe space or they don't think it's safe, or they think people go judge them. To the men, when are you going to get past that? You're a man. God put you here for a purpose. You shouldn't care what other men say about you when you have a story to tell that can help another man. So by me telling my story, telling y'all about my situation with Honduras and with parental alienation, all the things I didn't share, and I still got a lot more to tell because my story is not done. But for everything that I've told and everything that I share, it's helping another man. I might not know the man. I might not ever meet the man. I understand that. I understand that I don't have to see this man physically, but knowing that this is helping somebody, it just make you, it's a win. It's still a win. So if I go through this whole life and I'm 42 years old right now. I thank God for being here on this earth for this many years. If I make it to 43 and I help one person this year or two people, whatever the case is, and I never know about it, that's not what I'm here for. I'm not here for views and likes or shares and comments. And I know that does help I know it's kind of active, but I know it does help the channel and get the message out. But I know that at some point and sometime, the message is going to reach the people that it need to reach. So I'm going to keep being patient. I'm going to keep being obedient, because God the one told me to start faith-based workplace. That logo was kind of in my head, and me and Shannon was bouncing ideas off each other. And again, people said it looked like a halo behind my head. I didn't say that. I didn't think that at first, but now I see it maybe. But I'm just telling you that you have a vision, you have a purpose, you have something that you need to say, you have people that you need to tell about narcissist abuse. Stop being afraid and start telling your story. The sooner, and I got to tell you, every time I tell my story, it's a win. We're talking about wins and losses. It is a win because every time I tell my story, I feel better about the situation. Every time I talk to Phil, or I talk to Shannon, or anybody else that I don't talk to a lot of people in person, but I'm just telling you, every time I tell my story, I feel good. I consider that a win. Just saying. I consider that a win. Jump back into the chat. People think we are stupid. We are not stupid. We're deceived by a demon. Exactly. We're deceived, and once we know it, we gotta call it out. Call a thing, call a demon, and then we have to move on to the next part, because we can't stay stuck in the demonic forces of what the narcissist has going on. You can't. Let's see what else in the chat. Parental alienation is the worst part for me. I agree with you. Parental alienation is something that is not talked about enough. I know me and Shannon did that 4-part series. If y'all haven't checked that out, trust me, it's a lot of information that was shared in those 4 videos. Yeah, and we shared a lot. I spilled out a lot of my situation with my own 2 daughters. So it's not like I'm telling you things that I've read on the internet and just giving you a story. I rather share a story, or not a story. I rather share my life. That way you can see what I've been through and see where I'm at now. And like I told you, the thing with parental alienation, you have to be patient. I keep saying that word as God talks to you. You have to be patient. The reason why I say you have to be patient, because it's not going to happen in a year. It might not happen in 2 years. My daughter just made 19 years old. She just now starting to talk to me in the last year. I'm going to say that again. My daughter is 19. She's just starting to talk to me in the last year. So again, that is a window. Some people might consider it a loss for going so long, but it's a win because she's starting to communicate. We're texting and things like that. So it's a win. Adrena said, men speaking out on their narc abuse experiences definitely helps to normalize the level of confidence needed for other men to be bold enough to share, so healing can begin. I agree with you. That's another mic drop right there. I wish I had a mic. I'd drop it, but you're right. The more that we share, the more that we talk as men, other men will feel comfortable. And on the flip side, other women will realize that men are going through things too. It's not just women dealing with abusive men, it's men dealing with abusive women also. So the more that we share, that also will be a win to me, because the more men start sharing, when men start talking, things start happening. Shannon talk about this a lot. When men start telling their stories, something just happened in the atmosphere. Things started to happen. When me and Phil did that show, you can tell that things was happening. People just like, locked in, like, wow, So the more we tell our stories, come on, man. Okay, let me move. I've been stuck on this verse for a while. I don't want to keep down here too long. Let me move on. At some point, we have to say enough. I'm glad that was next. I walk right into that. At some point, we have to say enough. To get to our wins, we have to take the losses that we did have and say enough. If the narcissist try to take you for everything, when I say everything, I'm talking about your life, I'm talking about your house, your family. When they didn't turn everything against you, you have to say at some point, enough. So when are you, there's a question to everybody, and it was a question I had to ask myself because I didn't stood up, but at what point are you going to stand up and say, enough, no more? I can't do this anymore. I can't stay in this relationship where you're beating me. And I'm talking to men and women. I'm not talking just to women, because men get beat by women too. I'm saying, at what point are you going to say enough? At what point are you going to say enough? If you love yourself, and you should, and you know that God loves you, and you know that we have people, we have a tribe, we have a community of people that support one another, that you can reach out and call or text or have a life coaching session with me, or with Shannon or other people that certify. I don't know everybody certified, so I can't name everybody, but what I'm saying is, if you know that you have people that you can talk to, and you also can go to God, to me, that is your first step of saying, you recognizing something's wrong and you're saying enough. So you're reaching out. So I've been saying I'm a certified life coach, I think, for the last 2 months or so. And, a few people have reached out. So again, I'm not about numbers. I'm not tripping on that. God is still providing for bills and everything. So I'm not worried about that, because the thing about it is, and I'm not saying this to be bold or anything, I don't want this to come off like I'm being mean. The thing about it is, the people need the help, not me. I'm getting my help. I go to a therapist also, because like Shannon always say, a therapist need a therapist, a life coach need a life coach, so forth and so on. So if I'm going to a therapist, why are you not going to one? Or why are you not going to a life coach? So you got to look at it from a few different angles. And I'm not trying to preach. I'm just telling y'all that if I'm going to a therapist and I'm a certified life coach, what's stopping you from going to a therapist or going to a life coach? What's stopping you from telling your story? I'm telling my story, and I'm telling you, I'm sitting there telling y'all that every time I tell my story, it's like a monkey off my back. Like, hey, you know what? I don't even want to say monkey. It's like it's just a weight lifted off my shoulder. So what's stopping you from telling your story? I don't care if it's your best friend. I don't care if it's somebody you don't know, but at some point you're going to have to sit there and tell your story. You got to talk about your wins. Tell them about the losses, but don't just beat them up with losses. Like Shannon had a room a couple weeks ago on Clubhouse about trauma dumping. Don't just dump all your trauma on them. I need you to sit there and also tell them about the wins. Like Rizzo just said, stand up, speak out. Exactly. Stand up and speak out. Narcs Be Gone just said, what's done in the dark must come to the light, exposed. So we can't, how many times you walk in the house, you don't turn the lights on, you just walk through and you trip over furniture? No, you gotta turn the lights on, because you don't want to hurt yourself. I don't care if you do know where everything gets, you're gonna turn on a light. So when are you gonna turn on the light in your life and tell your story? Stop being silent, stop being scared, stop being afraid, and know that the battle is already won. Know that God got your back. I'm not even saying I got your back, even though I do, but God got your back. I'll tag God in for anything. Name one battle God has lost. I'll wait for it. Put it in the chat. Show me a battle that he lost and he just got destroyed. I'll give y'all about 30 seconds. Just give me something that he lost, and you can honestly say God lost that war, that battle, or whatever it was. God lost. I'm waiting. I know people probably go watch this, and we got atheists and things like that. People want to jump in the chat. That's fine. If you want to speak your mind and things like that, that's fine. But for y'all that's on the live, you want to tell me something about a battle that that God lost. I'm sitting here waiting, and okay, I didn't think so, but let's keep moving. We have to stand up and speak out. Uniquely may say facts. Years ago, when I confessed my sins to a priest and told him about the ex-narc, he straight up said, stay away because he's only using you. The Lord told that priest to keep it real with her. So that's God speaking through that man to tell Uniquely Made what she needed to hear. Because at that point in time, she needed to hear that answer. That's the answer to her prayer. So I'm pretty sure she was praying about this situation, and then God provided that answer, and she heard it in a way that only she could hear it. And there you go. There you have it. Let me see what's else in the chat. North Begon say no more silent. Marcelo again, it's true. Our victory was declared before the beginning of times. It's part of the divine plan. That's it. When you know that you know that you know, and you know that it's like I said this before. It's like me watching a replay on a New Orleans Saints game, and I know we won. I can watch that game, and I'm still gonna scream at the TV and stuff because that's just who I am. But I know at the end of that 48-minute game, or 60-minute game, whatever it is. It's 60 minutes, my bad. I'm thinking basketball. But at the end of that 60-minute game, I know the Saints win the game. So I'm telling you the same thing. If you know going through life that all these little battles gonna come, weapons are gonna form, it's a win. You know that if you stay the course, if you stay true to who you are and true to what you're doing, you're going to end up with the biggest win. The biggest win is going to heaven. So all these little things the narcissists like to do, and all these little demonic things they like to say about us and do the smear campaigns, and I don't care that they want to scratch your car up and paint your car or tell people you crazy or you're a drug addict. I don't care what they say. It goes back to when I was a kid, when I was like 7, 8 years old. I didn't know, how kids are. People would talk about my mama, I would get in an instant fight. It wasn't until I realized in middle school that, you don't know my mama. I can tell you don't know my God, because the thing about it, you talking about losses and what you're going to do to me. You don't know my God. You don't know what he's done for me. You don't know what he's still doing for me. You don't know what he's going to do for me. And I'm not preaching. I'm just telling y'all that God has helped me out of so many situations. If I was to sit here and talk to y'all about every situation, we would be on here for, I don't know, a few days trying to rename, and I probably would forget most of the stuff that he's done for me. He's doing things for me right now that I don't even know why I'm talking to y'all. He's doing things for me. So it's still a win. Still a win. Still a win. It's a lot of wins. We all are different. We all at different stages, but God. So even though we're going through different stages of narcissistic abuse, just realize, but God. So what do I mean by that? You might be further along than me. Some of y'all might be further along than me. Some of y'all might be behind me. Some of y'all might be right on side of me doing the same thing, going through this healing process. But no, in any situation, you can go to God in any situation. No matter situation, you can go to God. So just remember that. But again, staying silent is not the answer. That's like going to a restaurant and ordering, they're asking you what you want and you sitting there silent. I don't know about you, but not too many restaurants that can read your mind, so they don't know what you want to order. They don't know that I like shrimp. They don't know that I'm from Louisiana. I like spicy food, so therefore they're not going to cook the food I want if I don't speak up. So if you don't speak up in your own situation, how do you want us in the chat to help you if you won't talk about the situation? Again, Shannon said this before in her thing, and it's true. People will lurk but don't like. They will talk about the situation to others, but they won't share the situation with others. I'll say it again. They'll talk about the situation, talking about whether I post a video or talking about, oh, he think he's doing something, but they won't share it. See, it's a difference when you talk about a situation, you being a hater. But when you share that situation and call it a win, I can call you a friend. I just rhymed just now. Win and friend. But anyway, so you got to think about that. So you have those kind of people in your life that want to talk about you or talk at you. That's not the kind of people I want around me. I don't need y'all around me. Thank you for coming in, Crystal Ann Sutton. Thank you. Thank you. So I don't need those kind of people around me. I need my circle tight. I need my people around me, family and friends. I need them to know who God is. I need them to know what God has done for me. I need them to know that I'm on a mission. I need them to know that they're on a mission. It's not all about me. I'm not talking about me. It's all of us. We all have different things, but we have to figure out what those purposes are, what those missions are. Just saying. Let's get into the next Bible. Oh, so I'm doing pretty good. I thought I was behind, but I'm coming down. I told you I'll stay to the end. I got 7 tips for y'all. So we're coming around to that right after this Bible verse. So John 14:27, peace I leave with you. My peace I give you. I do not give to you as the world gives. Do not let your hearts be troubled and do not be afraid. God don't do it like nobody else. Nobody, they got imitators out there, the devil. Imitator. Try to do everything God can do. He tried to see God. I said this the other day. God give blessings. The devil give curses. Kind of the same, but not really if you think about it. I don't want no curses. I want blessings. I don't want curses. So God will put you in a situation that'll have you with a win. The devil will put you in a situation gonna have you with an L, a loss. The devil will bring a narcissist into your life that's gonna have you in Honduras fighting for a marriage with a person that don't love you. But God's gonna bring you a Shannon Savoy in your life that's gonna have you fighting with you against the forces of evil. I don't know if y'all heard that, but maybe you'll catch it on the replay. What I'm telling you is the devil try to do a lot of things that God can do, but he can't do it quite like God can. If you look at the two, one is evil, one is good. One is powerful, one is sorry. It's like watching your best NFL team go against the sorriest team in the division. You know that sorry team, every now and then, they might give the best team a run for their money. So every now and then, the devil will send a narcissist out. He's going to give you a run for your money. But in the end, when that clock strikes 0, who gets the win? Even if I lost that game, you got to think about it for y'all that watch football or basketball. Even if I lose that game in the season, but I win the Super Bowl or I win the NBA Finals, you think I'm tripping on the game I lost in the season? So you got to look at your life like that. The narcissist came into your life to screw you up, to give you an L. So you think you took a loss, and you kind of did. But if the end game is you maybe getting married to somebody that loves you, able to buy a house, able to buy a car, tell you a story, start a business, write a book, whatever it is, did the narcissist really destroy you? I don't think they did. I think they delayed you. It's a different D. They didn't destroy, they just delayed. They delayed the inevitable. They delayed your purpose. But once it's right here, Narcs be gone say, once you begin to open your eyes and see that the narcissist is all bad, all bad. They demonic, they're evil. And I'm here for people that, want to, I got a different outlook after thinking about that. I said I'll go toe to toe with them, but I don't have time to go toe to toe with a narcissist because they don't have nothing. I don't have nothing for them. They have nothing for me. So again, if you look at your life as a whole, you look at the time, where you fell down or you got hit by a car or, you thought God wasn't with you. God is with you all the time, no matter what situation you're in. He's there till your dying day. But you got to believe, you got to know that Jesus died for not just me, not because I'm a believer. He died for you too. So again, Satan is going to bring things into your life, narcissist abuse, financial abuse, credit abuse, physical abuse, mental abuse. He's going to bring all these things that causes anguish. It causes scare tactics. It causes a lot of things. It causes us not to believe in God or start to question God. And that's his sole purpose. So my question to you is, what you gonna do about it? You gonna let the devil win because the narcissist slapped you, or he hit you, or they cheated on you, or they didn't tell you they love you today? When are you gonna say enough is enough? When are you gonna say, you know what? I gotta let go and let God. I have to move on to my purpose. I can't sit here and continue talking to narcissists. I mean, me and narcissists don't have nothing in common. I don't know if y'all know. We have nothing in common. We have nothing really to talk about. And they have, Shannon played this thing on a TikTok the other day, that this guy is a therapist. He said that there's no such thing as narcissist abuse. I'm like, what? But he said there's no such thing as narcissist abuse with men. My first question, you know, I'm a quick thinker, is what about women? We all know they got narcissist women. So if you're talking about just men, obviously you're not the right therapist for me, because you don't, I'm questioning, I'm not gonna get into that, but just remember that all these things that happens to us, some of them we have to take accountability, but some of them we have to sit there and say enough. We have to sit there and wonder, what's going to happen when I say enough? What's going to happen when I actually sit there and call a thing a thing? I call a narcissist a narcissist. I throw them out the house, or I move out the house and buy my own house. Can you imagine when we start realizing that the narcissists don't have as much control over us as we think? They only have the control that we allowed them to have. We allowed them to have this control. We allowed them to cheat on us. We allowed them to get married to somebody else. But then we also allowed the hurt to sit into our heart. And then we start to blame God, and we start to do things, and we start looking at losses and no longer focusing on the wins. So again, we have to focus on the wins. We have to look and realize, do you think Tiger Woods would have been as good as he was when he was good if he just would have been focusing on the championships that he didn't get? He would have never won all the championships he did. Same thing with Serena Williams. Serena Williams would not have 24 Grand Slams if she would have lost the first one at 16 and been like, well, I lost. I'll never be what I thought. I'll never get that. No, she knew that she was better than that. That loss just made her the woman she is today. So now she has 24 Grand Slams, still trying to tie, I can't think of the lady name right off the top, but she's still trying to tie the lady for the most wins of all time. So again, don't let the narcissist beat you down to the point that you no longer know who you are. You no longer trust who God is. You no longer, it should be enough is enough. It should be that, you know what? I'm tired of dealing with this. I'm done with this. I'm ready to move on. I'm ready to see brighter days. I'm ready to get blessed with things. I want to buy a house. I want to buy a car. I want to buy a diamond ring. I don't know what you want. I want to go on a trip. I want to do things. But again, we have to celebrate these wins. So if you go 100 days no contact, we have to celebrate that. Don't just tell us in the chat. I mean, I love to see it. Don't get me wrong, I love to see it. But go do something. We're going to get into that with these 7 tips. You know, that's a celebration going 100 days. Going 300 days. Going 3 days. Do something about it. Go celebrate that. It's awesome. Think about it. It's a win. If you've been 3, 4, 5 years, 7 years, 20 years, no contact with a person that tried to destroy you, that is a win. It's not a loss. It's not. So for y'all to stay to the end, let's go ahead. Let's go through these 7 tips right quick. And then we're going to get on out of here. Look like, see, God worked it all the way out. It's 8:30, so we still going to get out of here kind of on time. So tip number 1, treat yourself with self-care. Excuse me, for the women. Hold on. Had to give me a drink of water. I'm gonna getting a little harsh and dry in here. But for the women or for the men, go get your manicures and pedicures. I know y'all like, Solomon, what are you talking about? That is a win. I mean, it's a win. Treat yourself. You didn't win, so many days and you haven't been taking care of yourself. Go get a medi-pedi. Go get your makeup done. Go get your hair done. Go get for the guys, go get your hair cut. Just go. Do something that's for you. It's not about the narcissist anymore. You can't get caught up in narcissist. It got to be about us at some point. It got to be about us taking a W, not the L. It's like we said earlier, it's the narcissist loss, not ours. Just saying. Y'all just stay with me. Stay with me. Number 2, surprise yourself with a gift. You ever just go buy something? Go buy you a PS5 if you like playing game. Go buy you an Xbox. Go buy you a new whatever. Surprise yourself. Like, you know what? I didn't win 100 days, no contact with this person, no contact at all. A year, no contact. I deserve to treat myself to something. Maybe I'll go out to eat, go out on a date night, go do something. Remember, the whole thing is wins. This is a win because you didn't win this amount of time without talking to this person that tried to kill, steal, and destroy. So surprise yourself with a gift. I don't care if it's a new jacket. I don't, you know, some new earrings for women. I mean, whatever. Guys, some new tennis shoes. Whatever the case is, go do that. Number 3, thank God for another day. When you wake up in the morning, the first thing off your lips should be, thank you, Jesus, for letting me see another day. The sun that hit my eyes, or some of y'all that wake up at nighttime. I know y'all work, you know, graveyard shit, whatever the case is. But again, you wake up, it should be thank God for another day. So again, that's another win. That is another win that we was able to see another day. So thank God for that. It's another, these extra tips I just threw in on this one. So it's another win right here. See, that's what I alluded to earlier when I said write down your wins and losses. So write down your victories. Just sit down after this show, or maybe tomorrow you got time, or next week. Just sit down and write down all your wins. Just think about it as far as you can remember, and go write down all your wins. Just do it. And we might have a discussion about this maybe next week or something, and you know, or try to get away where we can sit there. Because what I want to start seeing, not only I'm still gonna talk about narcissists, but I want to throw in more things about wins, more of the good things, not just all the evil things, because we have to learn that some people didn't made it through this, y'all. So we have to hear those stories that give us motivation to be like, if they did it, so can I. So I know a lot of people probably look at me and Shannon like we made it. No, we ain't made it. We're just in a better situation and able to talk about it. That don't mean we in a better than any of y'all. It's just the phase. Remember, we're at different stages. It's just the stage we at. You too can be at this stage, but you have to let go, let God tell your story. So write down your victories, write them down. And then you got to get to a point, you know, where you hopefully can share those same victories. Number 5, and I got a couple more. We done. Involve others. God does not want us to be alone. So involve those people that you can trust, the people that really love you and support you. Don't involve those people that's them naysayers. Oh, you ain't gonna never be nothing. Or the people like me and Shannon always laugh at this. The people that say, oh, you think you better than us with your little job. Whenever they say little anything, like, oh, you got let's say you got a brand new BMW, and like, oh, you think you good because you got a little BMW. When they say that little thing, that's a slight. They're trying to be, you know, it's like a backhanded compliment is what I'm saying. I don't know if y'all had that happen, but I know I had it happen to me before. That, oh, you starting a little business? I don't know about y'all, but everything God do, I don't think none of it is little. None of it. Think about it. None of the things God do when it's a win, none of it is little. It's all big. And Shannon got this song that we listen to sometime. It's gonna be big. I can't remember the name, but the people, but it's just the blessings are gonna be big. The car's gonna be big. The house is gonna be. That's what the song says. So you listen to the song, get the words in your head. You know that it's gonna be big because God is involved. So don't focus on what the narcissist done to you. Think about what God is going to do to you in the coming days, coming weeks, the coming months, because it's going to be big. Number 6, pray and be grateful. See, some of us, I don't know if we don't know what grateful is, or we're not grateful for some of the things. Again, even if we're involved in a situation that we put ourselves in or we didn't put ourselves in, be grateful that you're in that situation, because you could be in a casket. You could be in a coma. You could be, it can always be worse. So I'm thankful for the smear campaign. I'm thankful for the ex-wife cheating on me and getting married to somebody else. They're like, how can that boy sit there and say thankful? I can sit there and say now that I'm thankful because I'm married to Shannon Savoy. I'm married to who I was supposed to be married to. Now, 5 years ago, I wasn't ready for her, so I had to go through this situation. Y'all not listening to me. I had to go through that hurt and that pain. Go watch my video. You got to go through the hurt to get your healing. So to go through the hurt on a decision I made, remember, accountability is another word for this year. I chose their relationship with that woman. So I had to go through that. I had to go through that. I came through that and came out on the other side. I'm sitting here with one of the Shannon shirts on now. I don't have no burns and nothing on me. I'm sitting here good. I'm not saying that to be funny. What I'm telling you is y'all have to realize that you have to go through these things. And I know we like, man, but it hurts. It's always going to hurt. It's going to hurt. Well, I take that back. It's not always going to hurt. It's going to hurt while you're in that situation. Don't get stuck on that situation. Remember, that situation is a season. So that narcissist abuse, that credit card abuse they're doing, they take your credit cards and max them out. It's funny. I watched this thing the other day. It said money don't grow on trees. Actually, it does, because what is trees? They make paper with trees. So if you think about it that way, I know it's funny, but it's true, because money does grow on trees. So if they took your money and maxed out your credit cards, God is going to provide where you can make money and be able to pay those credit cards off. You can ask Shannon. I had credit card debt. How was I able to pay it off? But God. See, y'all don't know my whole story because I haven't told it. So that's why I somehow had to sit here and tell y'all my story on one of these videos. I got to be alive and break this whole thing down. Just the last few years with me and Shannon, you'll see that God provides. It's always a situation that comes up and we get worried about it, but God provides. That's why it's but God. They always say they want to hear but I say but God all the time, because it's always a situation that comes up and God provides. So we're getting down to the last one. Number 7, do something that you love and enjoy. I don't care if it's video games. That's a win. That's a celebration. I don't care if it's going for a ride around the city. I don't care if it's going to your favorite restaurant, getting you a steak for y'all to eat meat. Whatever that is, whatever you love to do. You're going to get a mani-pedi, haircut. I'm saying the same thing again, but, go out and buy you a new camera, or buy you a new phone case, buy you a new phone. Whatever it is, do something that you love and enjoy, because you have to celebrate the victories. So the victories, come on, y'all. It's a lot of victories, but we so quick to worry about the negativity. Focus on the positivity and forget about the negativity, because the negativity gonna have you depressed. It's gonna have you with high anxiety. It's gonna have you with a lot of things. But you focus on the positivity, you focus on what God is trying to do to you or do for you in your life, you'll start forgetting about some of these negative things. That's another win. So the whole point of this show was to talk about wins and to tell you that God is always on your side. The victory is already won, but you have to celebrate the little wins. And I just said that God doesn't do anything little, but I'm just saying for us, a little win would be, like going no contact for a few weeks or whatever the case is. So you have to celebrate all those things. Keep celebrating. I did it. I can do it. I did. I didn't talk to them today. I did it. That's a win. That is a win. I started a new business. That's a win. I bought a new car. That's a win. I bought a house. That's a win. I made a new friend that's actually talking to me about God. That is a win. I found a therapist that know about narcissist abuse and they talk about God. That is a win. That's a huge win. Come on, man. That's a win. That's a win. Either way you look at it, it's a win. You find a therapist that know about narcissist abuse and they talk about God. Or I found a life coach that know about narcissist abuse. They talk about God, and they can tell me things that I've been looking for, but everywhere I've been searching, you might be searching in the wrong places. So me and Shannon tell y'all these things about life coaching. I think sometimes people don't hear. It's like, you know what? They say they're a certified life coach, but I get it. It's a but. But they'll come watch the videos and comment and talk, and then I need help. Now, that ain't confusing. I don't know what is. So I don't know what you want me to do. You can only watch so many YouTube videos before at some point, like I said earlier, enough is enough. I can watch YouTube videos till I'm blue in the face about narcissist abuse, but at some point in time, I have to stand up for myself and say something about the situation and start to tell my story. Whether I do it in a book or whether I tell y'all on video, What I do, TikToks. I don't care if I write a journal to myself and nobody ever read it but me. Shannon had me do that one time, write a letter. I wrote a letter, ended up being like 8-9 pages. I never shared it with the person, but to be able to go back and read it, it's on this computer right here, shared. But to be able to go back and read it, that is a win, because if I would have told that person that, it would have been a bad situation. But me being able to write it down, it's a win, because I was able to share everything that I wanted to say. And when I say everything that I wanted to say to this person, it's all on my computer saved, 8-9 pages. And I go in there, when I remember, I go in there, and guess what? I add to it, because you always remember some things. So I'm telling you, you go in there, all the things the narcissist done to you, you're no longer with them, start writing these things down in a letter and add to it. Keep adding to it. Your letter might end up 40 pages. Who cares? Because you're never going to give it to them anyway. It's for you. The healing is not for the narcissist. It's for us. It's for you. So you have to realize that it's about you. It's not about them. The narcissists like to make it about them. They like to make you think it's all about them. They like to make you think that you can't do nothing without them. You won't be nothing without them. Guess what? I was something before I met you. I didn't need you. God already had me on a path. Again, I'm gonna say it again. God had me on a path. I got the narcissist. It delayed my path. So for all y'all that got delayed, it's a delay. It's like being on a bus or being on a train or being on an airplane when they won't take off because they say we got a delay because of snow. Guess what? The snow not gonna fall off. Not as good. At some point, the snow gonna stop. It might be tomorrow. It might be 3 days from now. But at some point, you'll be able to take flight. At some point, you'll be able to get on that bus and go to your destination. So it's the same thing with the narcissist. So when the narcissist comes into our lives, we get so focused on that one person, and we forget about everything else that God has told us in the Bible. Everything, all these books and things that we can read, we forget about all that, and so again, write it down, call somebody. And I'm not saying you have to call, I know I keep saying me and Shannon, you don't have to call me or Shannon, but I need you to call somebody. I need you to tell somebody. I need you to write it down. I need you to talk to somebody, because a lot of people think they can do it on their own. And some of y'all, maybe you can. I don't know. I can't speak for everybody, but I'd rather talk to somebody and release it, because I know for me, I'm talking for me. For me, I feel better every time I share my story. I feel better every time I tell even a part of my story. I feel better every time I know somebody say, like in the chat, man, your story helped me. Or somebody send me a text or send me a thing on Facebook, man, I love what you're doing. Keep doing what you're doing. So not all the time you're going to hear that, but when I do hear it, it just pushes me, and I just want to keep going, because I know I still, like I told you, I only tip of the iceberg in my story. I didn't tell you all my story. Now, will I ever put it in a book or something? I don't know. We'll see. You know, I'm praying that God does, but I'm telling you that God provides. God is here. God is real. Jesus died for all of us. He didn't just die for some of us. So therefore, don't just look at me and say, well, that's because, no, it ain't that because. It's because I made a choice. I made a choice to talk about narcissist abuse. I made a choice to know that the narcissist can't destroy me. They can't kill me. They can't stop what God wants me to do. So once I made that choice, I mean, come on, y'all have to be willing to make that choice. Red pill, blue pill, or however you want to say it. I don't know. Left or right, front or back, however you want. You gotta make a choice. Ham or burger? I mean, what you, peanut butter, jelly? I mean, I'm not even being fun. I'm just everything that's popping in my head. So you have to make a choice. Do I stay in narcissist abuse, or do I step off and go do something else? Because me staying in narcissist abuse is doing what for me? Think about it. I'm staying with somebody that's physically abusing me. I'm staying with somebody that doesn't care about me. I'm staying with somebody that hit my kids. I'm staying with somebody that doesn't love me. I'm staying, and the key word is I'm staying. You don't have to stay. I know some of us, we financially unstable. We don't have the funds, but they have resources for that too. So now I'm going to say, what's your excuse now? Some of us will say, well, nobody is there for me. Nobody is going to help me. God, like, I'm here to help you all the time, 24/7. Don't depend on me. Don't depend on Shannon. Don't depend on the people in the chat. But you have to depend on God. So that's all I really have for y'all, to be honest with you. I know some of the stuff I went off on a tangent. I hope I didn't go off too far, and you know, I try to stay within reason with wins. I just want y'all to know that wins, they come in all shapes and sizes. You got to look at your victories. You got to look at your wins. You have to. And the more we just focus on the big wins, we're going to miss the little wins. A childbirth, that's a win. Getting married, that's a win. Going out on a date, it's a win. Some people don't think a date is a win, but when you look at it after narcissist abuse, me going out on a date with my wife, Shannon, that is a huge win. So it depends on how you look at it. So if you was involved with a narcissist person and you're able to find the woman or the man of your dreams, and now you're able to actually have somebody that shares the same, you know, things as you with God, and know what narcissist abuse is, and even they don't know, fully understand, but they support you. That's the biggest thing. We just want somebody to hear our story. We want somebody to support us. We want somebody to be there for us. So when the narcissist comes into play, and they, again, when parental alienation comes into play, when abuse comes into play, when all these different things comes into play, we look at it as losses. But I'm here to tell you, it's not all about losses. It's about wins, because at some point you're going to get these wins, and they're going to come. Those wins are blessings. So remember, the devil, he brings curses. That's the narcissist. That's the parental alienation. That's all this other stuff, this evil stuff that they do. And then God's sitting there like, if you make a decision, if you make a choice, my son or my daughter, to get out of the situation, I'll do the rest. But we don't want to make a choice like, well, nah, I don't know if I'm ready to leave. I think he loved me. I think she loved. What? If you gotta say I think, that's already a problem already. Think about that. It just hit me. If you gotta say I think they love, I know Shannon loved me, and Shannon know I love her, so it's not a think process. Just saying. I'm not saying it to be funny. Again, I'm just telling y'all that, come on now, if you gotta sit there and say I think they love me, that means you're not being honest with yourself. You're not, come on, man. You have to realize that this person, no, they don't love you. I'm gonna tell you, no, they don't. They don't love you at all. They don't love you. They don't care about you. They can care less about you. They don't care. So again, I hope this show was able to bring, like I said, if I can help one person in a live, or somebody watches later on, and they just able just to learn something, that we have to start counting our victories and have to start looking at our wins. That's what this whole show is about. Just knowing that everything that we have dealt with the narcissist still is going to end up with a win. I'm gonna say that again. Everything that we dealt with the narcissist is still going to come around and end up with a W, with a win. So yeah, you might be losing right now. You might be in a situation that you think you can't get out of, but in the end, you're going to end up with a win. So I'm not going to even go through the chat because it was flowing so much. If I go back now, it's going to be too long. But again, I thank all y'all for coming out. Thank y'all. Like I appreciate the support. You know, every time y'all come out and watch the channel, like I told you, I don't care if it's 3-4 people in there. I told Rizzo the same thing. It doesn't matter. The people that needs to see it is going to see it. So at some point, it's going to get shared out and things like that. So, you know, hey, I'm just being patient. I'm going to keep doing I know I'm putting out content that's going to help somebody. It's not all about me. It's not about me going up to this big status and having a million subscribers. I want to have 100 subscribers that's dedicated to listening and learning, and then them 100 go tell another 100 people. It don't have to be, hey, go watch Solomon's show. It could be, hey man, look, I just heard this today. Solomon had said, man, you need to hear this, man. Look, I think you're in narcissist abuse. I care about you. I need you to get out of there. I'm talking about a man to a man. So you don't have to go share my YouTube video with them. If you can just go and say, man, look, and people, they feeling down and out, and they talking about, man, I don't know what's going on. Man, I feel like, you know, suicide. They start talking like that. Brother, you still here. You are still here. This is a win. Let's not do suicide. That's a loss. Let's not do suicide. Let's keep going with the wins. You still here. You got a job. You kind of in your right mind, or you are in your right mind. You dating somebody new. Why don't you see where that goes before you sit there and say, this is a loss, I'm going to end it all, or this is all loss. The narcissists, they destroy me. They didn't destroy you because you're still talking. They destroyed you. You would be no longer here on this side of the soil or the dirt, however they want to say it. So I love y'all. I thank y'all for coming out. I know I didn't get into the chat too much. This was like a different live. I don't know. I was feeling this night, so I was able to go a different way. But again, celebrate y'all wins and realize that it's not all about losses. It's really not. Some of these things are, well, a lot of these things are wins. A lot of them are wins. Again, you want to check out my website, go on there and see stuff. Let me put that at the bottom before I get out of here. And you got to plug your cell phone stuff and things like that. So, for y'all don't know, faith-based workplace, y'all want to go and look at that. Hey, I appreciate it. If you want to go on there and do things and stuff like that. Again, I appreciate the support, appreciate the comment. I appreciate y'all coming out here. We've been on here an hour and 51 minutes. I really didn't want to go to law. I'll be trying to keep it to an hour and a half, but I just pray that y'all enjoyed it. And the thing is, not just enjoy it, I pray that y'all able to learn something from it. And, share this information. You think somebody's going through narcissist abuse and they talking about losses, and man, hey, I got a video for you. Look at these wins. You need to celebrate some of this stuff. Go buy something for yourself. Go to Victoria's Secret and buy you some. For the ladies, go buy you something, or the men, go buy something, a brand new watch or whatever the case, whatever you like. Go do that. Because at the end of the day, it's not about the narcissist. It's about you. It's about the love God has for you. Stop worrying about the narcissist and start looking in the future. Hey, again, I see y'all saying in the chat about liking. Hey, like, comment, share. Hey, subscribe to the channel if you new. If you haven't been on here, subscribe. I appreciate it. I thank y'all for joining me. Oh, wait, I can't leave without saying a prayer. Coach Natisha will get me. So let me say a prayer right quick before we get out of here, and then I'll get out of here. God, I just want to thank you for giving me this opportunity just to share the information about the victories and about the wins. And it's not all about the losses. I just want people to know that watch this live now or go and watch this replay, that we have to start celebrating the wins, whether we write them down or we tell somebody. But in all, we need to start sharing our story with people so others can learn. Because we don't share, others will never know what we've been through. So I just want to continue to pray for this channel, pray for the people in the live, pray for the people that's in the chat that's just talking and trying to help others. We all in the community just trying to help. So I'm just praying that we continue to support and just help and just talk some of these things out, because communication is key. The more we don't communicate, the more the narcissist wins. We don't want the narcissist to win. We want to give you the win. We want the win for ourselves. So I thank you for just everybody coming out. I know people going through different situations. I want to pray for them, whatever sickness or whatever heart disease. And when I say heart disease, I mean if they sad or scared or afraid of anything, I just want them to know that victory is theirs. It's already claimed. You already said victory is ours. So I want them to know that they're not in this alone. They don't have to call me. They don't have to call nobody in the chat, but they can always call on you. So I just want to say thank you again for this opportunity, and bless everybody. Just ask in son Jesus' name. Amen. Hey, thank y'all again for coming in and just sharing with me for a little while. I appreciate it. And hey, I'll see y'all. Well, Shannon should have a premiere Saturday, so I do want to promote my wife, obviously. So she should have a premiere Saturday at 7 p.m. So check her out. And then Sunday, she's not doing a live this Sunday, so she's going to have another upload premiere on Sunday, both at 7 p.m. So tomorrow and Sunday, 7 p.m. on North Free Living channel. You can go check her out there. Again, I love y'all, and I'll see y'all next Friday. Thank y'all.